In today's video, we are going to be talking about flight delay compensation. This video is going to explore useful tips that will help you save costly changes, unexpected expenses, and more, so make sure you stick around till the end for that. EC 261 Flight Compensation. The European Union has regulations in place to protect passenger rights while flying. This powerful set of rules is called EC 261, and it holds airlines accountable when there are delays, cancellations, and denied boardings, as long as it's in their control. Generally, you will be eligible for compensation if your flight is delayed more than 3 hours, your flight is canceled and you had less than 14 days' notice, you're denied boarding for any reason out of your control, including overbooking. What compensation can I get? You never have to guess when it comes to how much compensation you're entitled to during a flight delay. EC 261 does a great job of laying it out clearly so there are no questions as long as you meet the criteria to file a claim. Your flight must be at least 3 hours delayed. You must have a touch point in the EU. The issue that caused the delay must be the airline's fault. If your flight does not meet these criteria, then you cannot file a claim under EC 261. Can you get compensation for missed connections? If you missed your connection because of an airline delay, you are eligible to file a claim under EC 261. If your delay is less than 3 hours, then you will not be eligible for compensation. It can be stressful if you miss your connection, so focus on getting to your destination first. The rest can wait, just don't wait too long that you to forget. Make sure to get in writing the reason for your missed connection from their airline to help support your claim. That will make getting compensation for your missed connection easier when the airline admits it is at fault. Which flights are covered? Almost all routes within the European Union and Europe itself are covered. This includes EU airspace and others, including Iceland, Norway, Switzerland, and the outermost regions like French Guiana and Martinique, Guadeloupe and La Réunion, Saint Martin, Madeira, the Azores, and the Canary Islands. There are some exceptions, most notably if your flight is a non-EU-based carrier. However, it doesn't hurt to file a claim to see if you can recoup any losses. Many circumstances that lead to delays are preventable, which is why lawmakers put EC 261 in place. What flights aren't covered? If you're flying in the United States and hoping to claim under EC 261, you'll be disappointed. Your flight has to have a touchpoint in the EU for it to qualify, though it doesn't have to stay in Europe at all points. There may be an exception if your flight is an EU-based carrier and you had a connection within the EU. Also, the issue had to be in the airline's control for it to be covered. If it's not, then it may be deemed extraordinary circumstances. These include weather, airport or air traffic control strikes, political unrest, security risks. When are you eligible for flight delay compensation? So, what are the circumstances that make you eligible for compensation? You must meet one or more of the following criteria. You arrive more than 3 hours late at your final destination. Your flight began or ended in the European Union. The airline was at fault for the delay, whether it was because of an airline strike, operational issues, and technical difficulties. You checked into your flight on time. How was my compensation calculated? Compensation calculated under EC 261 is a flat rate that's broken down by the number of miles and where you are flying. This calculates to the following rates. Flights under 1,500 kilometers, 250 euros. Flights between 1,500 kilometers and 3,500 kilometers, 400 euros. Flights more than 3,500 kilometers, 600 euros. Refunds, cash compensation, and flight vouchers. When airlines are trying to manage unhappy customers, they start to get liberal with the rewards. This can be great for some, but those who understand the rights under EC 261 may be hesitant. Generally speaking, if you voluntarily give up your reservation, then you are not entitled to additional compensation under EC 261. You made a choice. The airline didn't make it for you. Flight delay compensation time limit. You have to file a claim in a timely manner under EC 261/04, though the amount varies from country to country. Keep in mind that you need to file a claim in the country that the airline is based, not your country of nationality, the country you departed, or the country you arrived in. Filing in the wrong country could cause a delay in your compensation, so it's important to understand where the airline is based. How to file a claim? You have options when it comes to filing a claim. You can file yourself or through a specialized company. Filing yourself can be tricky, and many times airlines will blow you off because they think you don't know your rights. They'll deny your claim and you'll have to file an appeal. That's why filing with specialized companies may be helpful. They know the laws and how to get you the compensation you are entitled to. Most times, you only pay if you win, so these companies only accept cases they know they can win. They take a flat fee off the top of your winnings, though some companies will also charge additional fees if they need to go to court. Documentation needed. Before you can file a claim, you need to gather your documentation together. This starts with your boarding information, flight information, and type of delay. Input your original departure, what time you actually left, when you were supposed to arrive, when you actually arrived, your flight number, and more. It is up to you to prove that a delay happened and the airline needs to refute it. Take a picture of the departure board or screenshots of any communication that you received from the airline regarding your delay. If your delay is overnight, request accommodation and transport as needed. If your flight is more than 5 hours delayed, you can request a refund and a flight back to where you came from if applicable. U.S. passenger laws. Unfortunately, the laws are behind when it comes to flight delay issues in the United States. They do not have any overarching rules in place that would protect the passenger. Read their terms to see what you are entitled to when it comes to flight delays. They will spell it out in their bylaws. They may offer you vouchers, miles, free drinks, free meals, and more as a good faith gesture. You have many options of which airline to fly, so it's in their best interest to keep your business. Flight delays happen, but they don't have to derail your plans entirely, and if they do, you may be entitled to receive compensation for your inconvenience. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to know more about flight delay compensation, check the link in the description box below. That will take you to the euflightcompensation.com's webpage, where we have discussed this topic in more detail. Do you have any comments or questions? Make sure to drop them below and like this video if you found it useful. Till next time, thanks for watching.